All right, so Suge sent us a tweet that's been floating around. It's basically a dating situation. We're gonna check it out, and then we're gonna give our thoughts on it. So me and Joel can check it out.
I'm not joking right now. You came out to eat and you ate $20 worth of food. Am I right or am I wrong?
Okay. What you want me to order?
Did you
I
not
didn't even
eat?
order dessert.
You
want me
ordered
to
the
go order
bowl
dessert?
and you ordered the hash browns, and that's
Yes.
$18.75. Look it,
A bowl.
$18.75 with taxes. It was $3.86. So I'm just breaking it down. Split that up. $3.86. Half of that is almost $2. I'm thinking like $1.80 or something like that. So you owe $20.
It doesn't even matter what I order, why I didn't order. What I'm saying, why would I have to pay even half of it when you're here? That's what you're here for.
I'm here. I asked you, did you want to go out to eat with me? I
Yeah.
didn't say I was gonna pay.
Oh, okay.
Is that
That's
common
how it
sense?
is.
Do you just go and sit down at restaurants
Okay,
and
so
just figure that they're gonna pay for
you?
you?
Just want to be put in the friend zone, right? Not even that. If I, you know what? Here, whatever. I don't care.
What are you acting all? Why are you acting all weird like that?
I'm not acting weird. Just pay
No,
for
you
it.
got a little
Just
spank
pay for it.
attitude.
Yes, of course I'm gonna have an attitude.
See, I'm gonna tell you where I was a gentleman at.
All right, so Joel, what did you think about this? Have you ever been in a situation like this, or what would you do if you're in this situation?
I don't take them out, especially if I'm not like expecting a relationship or anything. I'm not taking them out anywhere expensive anyway, so I don't see me spending like $10, $15. That's nothing, honestly. So I don't see the problem with just paying that off. But I'm never taking the girl out ever again, ever out again, because I think she stated at the end, this is why you're in the friend zone or something. So it made it seem like, oh, so you could only take me out if I spend money on you. Like, what makes you think I want to spend all this money on you when I don't even know you yet? And like, you should have your own money. What if I like girls with their own money? What if, let's say, my card or something was declined for whatever reason? I would hope you have $20 to back that bill up, because it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like as I watched it again just now, there's a lot of things that like stick out to me. First of all, like Joelle said, she said, "Oh, that's why you're in a friend zone," and then before that, she was like, "Oh, like I don't understand why I have to pay. What are you here for?" I gotta know what like. That's one of those things like you watch it at first glance and it's like you already is like you already come to the conclusion like, oh, all right, like he's wrong. Cause like when I first watched it, I was like, yeah, like that's kind of being petty. Like it's only $20, just pay it. And it's like Joel said, like you might want to just pay it, and under the you want to pay it and then have the understanding that you're not taking that person out again. But it sounded also like how he phrased it. It was like he asked if she wanted to go get something to eat. So it was more like inviting somebody out rather than like, oh, I'm taking you out, you know what I'm saying? And also I gotta go know the dynamics of the date, because or if that was a date, like did they go out and then like he sat there and like she was basically on her phone the whole time, and or she could have been on the phone talking to like other dudes, or she was talking to her friends, like she already had like the live on. So she already had her phone out and she was already like recording it to kind of like make him look like a bum. Um,
You know,
but yeah,
like
yeah,
maybe the date wasn't going well, and this is like the end of it. Like most tapes, most of the tapes, most videos on the internet, it's the tail end of the situation, and maybe this
right.
was like a
And they
shitty
only
date.
show it. They only show like what they want you to see. And
Well, I've done different things like that. I'll get into what I've done. One thing I had like I guess I didn't have cash, whatever, but it was one of those like Tinder dates. Like you just meet real quick, and the first couple of minutes, you know how it's gonna go. So one time, I was real quickly like, oh yeah, buy around, whatever, and I just like walked around the bar, and then I just left. Like
mhm.
instead of like doing a whole thing where, oh, you pay this, I pay that, I just left. So maybe that was a shittier thing to do. But yeah, but should go on.
Yeah, and it's like some girls I've seen on like Twitter, like they really like flagrant with it, and they're like, yeah, like I definitely just ask dudes out, no intention of like having a relationship with them, dating them, or finding like a real connection. They'll just go out with them to get a free meal, and maybe that was a situation there. Like instantly looked at him like, you said, um, Joel, like, oh, that's why you're in a friend zone. So it's like she already views him as like somebody she could get a free meal off of, or that's the
Yeah.
implication, or that's what I was implied to me. But like I've been like one of the last situations I've been in, I went out with a girl, and like every time we went out and did stuff and went out and either to eat or drink or to the movies or whatever, like I paid all the time. And the thing I always noticed, or the thing like I've taken away like from it, was like she never like pulled out her purse or wallet to like when the bill came. Like as soon as it came and I took, and like even if I took it, like you could at least like ask courtesy, be like, oh no, you don't have to do that. And then like if I insist on it, then I pay. But she never did that. And it's funny because like she broke up with somebody, then like went out with me, and then basically went back with the person she was with before. So basically like I was just a dude she got free meals off of in between like her break with her like man and shit and stuff like that. So like that's the place I'm, or the way I view that when I think about, when I watch that video and I come to my conclusion.
Right. So if I was the waiter standing hovering over them, no, I'm just saying I feel bad for that guy. No, but watching it from that point of view, okay. So the gentleman, he invited her out. So basically, if I'm coming from that angle, I'd be like, all right, you invited someone out. Uh, you wouldn't be having unless you invited them out, so you pay, or you pay half, like you share it. That's one outcome. But from her point of view, she was expecting him to pay. So that's where the thing changes. Uh, I think a good way, more personally, a good way to I'd always do is if the bill came and like Suge said, at least attempt, feign it, go for the purse or whatever. And most women nowadays, like I've noticed, like my time, they would always like push it, where no, I got this, or we'll do half, whatever. But a good way a good thing to do if it's like a first date is to say, oh no, I got this one, you get the next one. So you're
Mm-hmm.
already like insinuating like let's have the next date, and it's just use a part of your Sam Malone game.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't have any game like that. Just take the hit, take the $20, and then maybe it's an investment for down the road,
And then
And then
like, I mean, you might know this better than me. Like this sounds like a curb your enthusiasm episode, because a lot of curb episodes are just based on like unwritten like etiquette. So
yeah,
I can see an episode where Larry like takes out like a lady, and like he grabs the bill, and like he pays the bill. They go out on like several dates, and like he takes the bill and he pays the bill, and he just keeps looking at her, and he does like his look, and like at the end of the episode, he's like, well, you didn't even like grab, you didn't even reach for the bill. Like, do you just think that I'm like, I think it's wrong that you think that I'm gonna pay for every time we go out, blah 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 blah. Like I could see that being an episode of Curb.
or maybe in Curve, but they have like an app where like it like calculates this like, well, there's a tax because you didn't go for the purse, so that's an extra 5%. They
Yeah, yeah,
calculate.
yeah.
People like calculate tip calculators. It'd be like a cheap date calculator thing. But something that like my girlfriend always brings up when we're going out to eat, and I assume that she's gonna pay for it, whatever. But I always go back and forth, like even after all these years, and then sometimes like throughout that time when I was like going on quick dates and stuff. Um, I'd always be like, I'll get this one, you get next time. Or a funny line that I used was when the bill came, and it was like I was in mid to like talking about something, and the bill came, and I looked at her, I was like, "Are you a feminist? Are you a feminist?" Is like the thing. This is
Mm-hmm.
pre-me. This is like 2014. But like, are you a feminist? I thought that was funny. Basically saying, I'm broke. Let's split this, or
And that's
I'm not.
also something that's on my mind too. I'm like, yo, like if we're all for like, okay, for one, like you can't really like like it seems to me like everything is like sexual harassment. Like I remember like this guy I follow on Twitter, he was like somebody else on Twitter, it was like, do y'all even tell your crushes like you like them? So the guy responded, he was like, hell no, everything today is sexual harassment. Like you tell a girl you like her and you're gonna get like meeced. Um so my thing is like with like equality is just like, yo, if like y'all want equality on everything, like you can't just like assume like a guy's gonna pay. Like shouldn't we all be going Dutch now? Like when somebody, like if a guy asks you out, like should not be the thing? Like, oh, um like you guys split the bill. Like if we're all about equality, like it shouldn't be like, oh, like 'cause you have it one way where it's like, all right, you go out on a date, you expect the men to pay for it. But on the same line, it's like, oh, like if you take a girl out so many times, like you expect her to like sleep with you, and you're not supposed to do like that one. But also like, so then in the other way, like you shouldn't be doing the other one. Like women shouldn't, like same way men shouldn't like expect like a woman to just be sexually available to them after they take them out on dates. Like I don't think like women should um be expecting for a man to pay when they take them out on dates. Like like where does like the whole like new wave 2020, how we look at like gender constructs and gender roles, like how does that all play into this? That's the type of things I get from, you know, a minute long video such as this one.
Right. So you're talking about like archaic dating etiquette and everything. Yeah. Like how's it going to change? We're all about equality, but it's also like common decency too. Like if I took you Suge out, if we went out and it
Mhm.
was my idea, I'd at least buy the first 1 or 2 rounds first. You know.
Right. Yeah.
So then with her, and then if he did in this situation, let's say he did drop down the money and everything, and then she kind of threw it in his face, like, oh, just because you pay for this doesn't mean I'm gonna whatever. You know,
Mhm.
again, it's a lose maybe.
And then
But
some
I don't.
and
Joel,
then
come on, we gotta get you into this.
yeah, yeah.
Because I've been in situations like that where I've taken girls out. Like I honestly no take no girl out, especially if I had no intentions on dating her. I never took her out anywhere that expensive. Like it was like I probably spent most probably like $10. Like because it's easy. We're in New York City, you could get like dollar slice or something from McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not sitting and whining and dining you. We're not going to restaurants. Like
Shout
so
out, yeah, shout out to Two Bros Pizza.
yeah, we're not even going to a diner. Like we're not sitting down nowhere. It's like I'm getting you something and we walk out the restaurant. We're not sitting nowhere. Like
Yeah.
that's how I am with some girls, honestly. Or well,
Yeah.
how I was, because I'm in a relationship now. But there's certain girls, like I said, like I've been in trouble being truthful more than lying. But that's just how it is with me. Like I'm taking girls out. I have no intentions on dating you, even having sex, nothing. Like seriously. I just like your company because I like to be around women. I like to be around girls. That's why I have you around because I like company. But yeah, it's just they just and I've been in situations where like I guess doing that a relationship is assumed. Just because I'm taking you somewhere doesn't mean shit. Like I said, I just like company from girls, women, whatever. Like we're not compatible. But that's probably what her problem was. Like she just wants to be the I'm talking about the girl in the video. Her problem was she just probably just wants every single dude to spend money on her. And it's like no. She probably had another guy on the phone waiting right now after she saw that video, which is probably why she recorded it and she probably posted it because she knows some guy on her timeline or who's following her or wherever she posted it is gonna be like, oh, he's a bum. I got you. Let me spend money on you. So it's like, a revolving door for her. It's like she probably already has it locked.
Yeah. It's
Right.
like that scene in like Half Baked when he only had like $8 and like 23 cents, and he was taking Mary Jane out, and he kind of had to like navigate through like taking on a decent date for like that much.
Hey, you want to eat at the Happy Palace?
How about a hot dog? Huh? Hey, what luck?
Hot dog.
Yeah. Hey, what can I get you?
Could I have a hot dog with ketchup and sauerkraut, please?
Sauerkraut's 50 cents extra.
Damn!
And then the other thing too is like sometimes like if you go out to eat, And like, let's say he pays the bill. Like, if she then at least say like, all right, like I'm gonna get the tip. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something too. Like sometimes
Yeah.
like you go out with somebody and be like, all right, you invited me out. All right, you paid for the bill. All right, I'll pay the tip. Like, well, it sounded like she wasn't even about to like her like she brought like I'm surprised she had her debit or her credit card with her. It seemed like
It shouldn't be so like the structure should be more like fluid, like depending on the personality. Like if you do that, somebody else might have actually paid, and it could have been a woman who or another person. There's not to be men and women, of course, but they could have had a different reaction to it. But if they both like if the guy paid for it and he wanted to pay for it and she accepted it and she's like, all right, this is going to be the accepted way that when we go out, they're compatible. These people obviously aren't compatible. You can go another way where he keeps paying for things and she wants more independence. They're not compatible. So this is like the whole dance when you're. I don't want to sound so weird, but dance when you're dating, like you figure out other people's likes and dislikes and basic shit like that. And everyone has their own beliefs when it comes to like dating and relationships.
you know who I just realized would be like the perfect type of person to ask or to pose these questions to a gay person because
Yeah, 'cause they-
they obviously like they don't have the gender dynamics like it's two dudes or two women like taking them like you'd have to ask them like how does it go when you ask somebody out, what's the etiquette there, like
and
um
some people with both, and like it changed. That's drastically changed because like when in one time if you're with a woman, like you're in this role, and like that's freaking that's complicated. I don't know how long our YouTube exclusives aren't supposed to be that long, but maybe we can dive deep into that. We'll get someone. Our audience will grow to cover all sorts of communities, and let's get somebody on. We'll head this. Yeah, so this was fun. I mean, I love when Suge sends us tweets. Interesting conversations pop up from just one little silly tweet. In the future, I'm gonna send some out. Joel's gonna send some out, and we're just gonna have a cool little conversation with it because that's one of the best parts about doing Sugar Moon.